What is going on, everyone? Scions here with the Everyday Grind. In today's video, I want to talk about dungeon runs. I see it on the forums. I hear the player base talking about it. DPS players queuing as tanks and healers. The queues are too long. New players being rushed through runs. All of these things. And I want to talk about it. I have a specific thought on why this is and what we can do as the player base to help out, because that's what we're here to do. If you want to talk about it, you can come in anytime on Twitch. I stream every day except Thursday and Sunday. And right now I'm streaming 1 day a week on YouTube. So come on in, join the fun. Let's go. Let's talk a little bit about dungeon etiquette. As you can see, I'm looking at the group right now, and this is a brand new tank. See that? He's brand new tank. One of the issues we have in the Elder Scrolls Online right now is it's not a good situation for pickup groups or pug groups. And everyone says, well, play with your friends and all of this other stuff. That's great. Or make your own groups. Okay, that's wonderful. But people don't always have friends that they play a game that they love. Their friends may not like the Elder Scrolls Online, but they love it and they're going to play it. So the first thing let's talk about is the biggest problem we have right now in normal dungeons, doing your random normal daily dungeons every day, is you've got DPS queuing as tanks and you have DPS queuing as healers. So again, they're not fulfilling those roles. And I would say if you have experienced players and they're around 900 CP or higher, that's probably not a big deal. It might be a bigger deal in some DLC dungeons, which are a little harder, but it's not overly a big deal. One of the things that we need to talk about is, as a player, you need to have some patience. Why do you think there's a tank shortage? Why do you think there's a healer shortage? Because we treat them like crap. Because we say things like, get good, or you're crap, or whatever it is. And it's prevalent in some other MMOs, not so much in the Elder Scrolls Online, but it does happen. Again, patience is the biggest thing you can do. Make these people your friends. If you don't have time to run a veteran dungeon, okay, because that's a little more involved, and you just want to run a couple characters on a normal dungeon to get your daily dungeon out of the way for champion points, you're going to get there. I suggest making friends with the people that are there. Maybe this person that's playing isn't as experienced as you are. And sometimes I make the same mistake. I'm like, why are they pulling it over there? That's because they don't know. We didn't teach them. We want players to make mistakes so that they learn. You will never be a better player if you don't make mistakes. So again, letting tanks and healers learn, or giving them some advice. If they don't want any advice, hey, they don't want any advice, and that's okay. Next, let's talk about the rushing through or skipping of mobs, and you've got new players that you're leaving behind. If you're one of those players that is just jumping in and rushing through the dungeon, I understand that your time is valuable to you, but you're not helping the issue. You're not helping the problem. You need to be willing to help out a new and struggling player, because when you're doing that, you're going to increase future skill levels. We're not going to have the issues we have right now. People are going to want to play tanks. They're going to want to play healers. There's plenty of DPS out there, and whether they're good or they're bad or whatever it is, there's plenty of us out there to fill these roles. The runs are not always going to go your way. They're just not, and that's okay. But rushing through brings a disservice to new players. They're trying to do quests, whatever it is. You have to remember that as a experienced player, whether you want the onus or not, you are the face of the Elder Scrolls Online. You are the face of that dungeon run. And if players continue to have horrible experiences in these dungeon runs, they're just going to stop playing. You want the game to grow. You want it to be good. You want them to get good. I suggest that you, as the experienced player, maybe you get a little good on the personality side. Learn to teach. The game is only going to be as good as we, the player, participate, interact with other players. Friend these people. Maybe they don't know, and that's okay. But the rushing through, I get it. I've been in there. Again, patience. If you're in a group and they're rushing through and they're not going to stop, they're not going to listen, hey, you know what? What I usually do is I just run through and I let them be the hero and I let them kill all of the things. And then at the end of the run, hey, maybe I get some stuff, maybe I don't. And I'm going to run another one. You know, I have quest to do or whatever it is. So the most important thing for me is I might say something, hey, I'm trying to do this quest. If I don't get a response or nobody cares, you know what? I'm going to get it next time. But patience will always win over these very, very fast dungeon runs. And I want to leave you with some final thoughts, some things I think are very important. There is a wait time for DPS right now. And my thought process on the wait time for DPS, as we've stated earlier, is you've got DPS queuing for tanks and healers. Why is that? Well, because the queue time for tanks and healers is quick. And that's because, in my opinion, we don't treat them right generally. Usually it's newer players, and that's why we have that wait time for DPS. As you can see right here, we're running Falkreath Hold. I'm the lowest CP at about 930, 940 in here. We have a real tank, we have a real healer. It was a very, very easy run. And this is what you're striving for when you do a pickup group or a pug, is this is what you're hoping for. You are not always going to get this. Things are not always going to go your way. One of the things that I want to stress is that there is a time to leave a group. So in my opinion, these are the times you leave a random group. Number one, you're not being treated right, or you're getting messages and people are whispering you, or they're calling you names in the run. People want to have fun. So if you're that player that has to say something and tell somebody they suck, you're part of the issue of why people don't want to tank and heal or DPS. You're the problem. The other reason that you would leave is you're an experienced player. Maybe you've got 3 new players in here. You're in a DLC dungeon and you're on the first boss and you've got 6, 7 wipes and they're just not understanding the mechanics. Maybe they haven't seen it before. Whatever the excuse is, right? Or they're just not picking it up. I think it's okay to leave at that point because you know that you're doing 75% of the DPS and the healer can't keep up, or the tank doesn't know where their taunt is. I get all that, and that's okay, but be polite. There's no reason to say stuff like, hey, you suck, get good, and then you're out, right? There's no reason to beat people up. They know where their skill level is. People know where their skill level is. They don't need you to tell them. Next, I want to talk about joining a guild. Joining a guild is a good way to avoid all of this aggravation, and let me tell you why. You can join up to 5 guilds in the Elder Scrolls Online. Pick the guild that's right for you. There's plenty of guilds to choose out there. What I see in my guild chat usually is people wanting to do random runs. And I see a lot of players, hey, I'd like to do it, but I'm only at this level and I'm a brand new tank. I have never once seen them being turned down. Hey, come on, let's go. I'll teach you. I'll show you. So it's very important that you, as a player, and maybe you're lacking some confidence, you get involved in that guild. It's only going to make you better. It's only going to make you a better player. And now when you log on, people are going to say, hey man, can you tank this dungeon for me? It's going to be great. You're going to make new friends. It's a whole positive experience. Remember, it's very, very easy to be negative and call people out. It's very hard to be positive and take time to show people, hey man, maybe you don't understand this. Let me explain this to you. And lastly, the cornerstone of the whole video, patience. You have to have patience. Patience with new players, patience with experienced players. This is supposed to be fun. I'm going to say it again. I do dungeons for fun. I had a lot of fun in this dungeon. I've had dungeons where I haven't had a lot of fun. It's up to you as the player to make the experience as fun as possible with the 3 other people. Remember, you don't own the dungeon run. There's 3 other people in there with you. So again, patience is the key. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe down below. And don't forget, I stream on Twitch and I take every Thursday and Sunday off. I also stream 1 day a week on YouTube. The actual day has not been determined yet. We're still working through some content to see what's best on that 1 day a week that I stream on YouTube. That's it for me, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.